about after Pakistan? Where'd you go?
I left Pakistan. I was shitting in a fucking hole in a fucking compound in fucking Pakistan. And I got the word my team had moved to Baghdad. And I was out of there that day. Literally, I got on a bird, a helicopter, went to Islamabad, got on a civilian plane, flew to Kuwait City, got off the plane in Kuwait City, and I don't speak the fucking language, but there's a C-130 on the tarmac waiting for me. I'm trying to get to there, so I'm trying to tell all the fucking mandress guys in Kuwait City I need to get to that plane. And finally some dude walked me behind customs, everything, fucking fired up some the big ass airport buses. I'm the only one on it. Drove me to the plane. I get to the back of the plane and the dude waiting for me is like, "You're fucking late." You know what I mean? It was like, "Motherfucker, you ever tried to tell it, dude, you need to get to that plane without knowing how to tell it, dude? Like, come on. I did my fucking best." You know what I mean? So I get on a plane, we combat land into BIOP, and then that's where my job was. I was at the VVIP for a while.
So when you get to Baghdad, at some point in time, you'd been named the Sheriff of Baghdad. How did that come about?
No, that didn't come till much later. Much later, yeah, much later.
Well, how did it come about?
This guy, when I was a sergeant major, we hired a guy who was a retired sergeant major, worked for the State Department. He worked the Crisis Action Center for the embassy in Baghdad through the war years. Got paid a ton of money to handle crises for the State Department, but you know what kind of crisis you handle while there's a war going on? None. There's a war going on. He didn't do shit. Finally, one day his wife told him he had to come home. He couldn't stay gone no more, but he's killed it for money, worked for the State Department. So he retired out of Bragg, looking for jobs on Bragg, comes to work at JSOC. He's like, "Hey, Sergeant Major, what size shirt you wear?" I'm like, "I'm a double, XXX. What's up?" You know? And he's like, "I got a bunch of Sheriff of Baghdad t-shirts that, when I was at the State Department, you want them?" I'm like, "Look, for PT, for jujitsu, I ruin t-shirts." I was like, "Bring them, I'll wear them." I just started wearing Sheriff of Baghdad, a ton of them. I wear Sheriff of Baghdad t-shirts everywhere. And
That's how it happened?
That's how it happened.
That is not what I was expecting.
Yeah. And then, Dave Kramer works for Magpul. He was like the Arc'teryx guy forever, Solomon's son too. Anyway, he's only guy I knew that knew about big business at the time. So I was like, "Hey, I was thinking about, I got to have a business name or whatever. What do you think?" He was like, "The funniest thing I ever heard is you and that Sheriff of Baghdad. If you don't just name and your business is Sheriff of Baghdad, I don't know what name you should name it." And I was like, "Well, if he says that, I'll do it." And I did it.